Hey guys, Jimmy H with Jimmy H Financial. Driving home. I haven't done this type of video in a while I'm driving. Figure I'd just pop in and do another video. I'm going to talk about emergency fund. My most recent emergency fund video didn't get a lot of views for some reason, and I really think emergency fund is very important to everybody. And not sure, like I said, not sure why my that video didn't get a lot of views, but I'm trying to do it over, talk about the same topic. But I do have a little story to tell you on this video. Maybe that would trick a little bit of interest from subscribers and new subscribers and whatnot. So yeah, like any video I talk about, I'm not a financial advisor, just another random guy on YouTube. Just want to talk about finance and help each other, help yourself, help me, help everybody about what finance is. It's good to share. It's good to share the knowledge on finance. Financial literacy is very important. They don't really teach you in elementary school, high school, or college, really. So we gotta teach ourselves. We gotta learn ourselves and whatnot. So so emergency fund, guys. I believe, and I still believe, everybody needs one. Everyone, each one of you guys watching need one, be it small or be it large, but we need emergency fund. I'm going to tell you a little story about a close friend of mine. He never really believed in having extra money laying around. He's the type of person that would use whatever he have and spend whatever he makes on a bi-weekly basis every time he gets paid. He's recently divorced, so he has no kids when he got married and divorced, so he's single. He's a single bachelor, but he's making pretty good money. He's making well into the six figures, and from the outside he's wearing nice clothes, nice watch, driving nice Model S, Tesla, and his bank account basically not even $1,000 there. Like I say, he spent everything he makes, right? And now being single, he really have no obligations for anybody, no child support, no alimony. So so he spends everything. And I keep asking him, why don't you just save a little bit? Put $100 away every week. You make more than enough. You're in the six figures. So why not just save? He said, why? I'm gonna live my life to the fullest. I already got married, got divorced, learned that lesson the hard way, and basically I'm just gonna live my life. So I don't care. I'm gonna spend whatever I got, right? So that's how he's living his life, and still to today he really don't have or believe in having extra money laying around. If it's extra money, that means he's not doing something and he's not spending something that he wants, right? That's what he always tells me. So story is, his Model S got in a wreck, total, and it's his fault. And so yes, insurance will pay for it and whatnot, but then medical bills, he's been out of work now because he got a whiplash, and it was a pretty significantly collision that he has. Car is total. He has to buy a new one, and basically he has no spare cash. I mean, the insurance company gives him rentals, but he really have no spare cash, right? So I call him out of the blue, and that's when I found out he got in a wreck. I call him out of the blue. I asked him, what are you doing lately? Let's go grab some lunch, right? He tells me, no, I don't have a car, man. I drive this loaner cars, and it's a piece of shit car. I spent so much money on gas. I haven't had a gas car in years. So I basically don't have a lot of I don't have a lot of cash just laying around. Just got in a collision. The insurance company is not willing to, forfeit is not the word, fork up the entire cost of the car to be repaired. So it's total. And so he was going on and on and on and on. And I said, well, how much money do you have? Honestly, how much money do you have? He said, honestly, I don't even have $2,000 to my name right now, and my mortgage is around the corner. And I said, but you're getting paid soon. He said, yeah, but I got credit cards up the yin yang, and I just don't know what to do, man. I said, well, if you're willing to listen to me and willing to take it step by step, and then if we don't have to start large, then I'm willing to help you. You know, I'm a good friend of yours, and I'm willing to help you. And so he's finally breaking down. He's finally saying, okay, I need some help. So I just told him, how much do you spend on like takeout every month? He said maybe a couple thousand. I said, what? A couple thousand? Are you shitting me? and he said, yeah, because I eat out $30-$40 a night. Single man, I don't cook. Sometimes I go eat at lunch, $25 easily, drink a beer. I said, man, you're living the life like you have no tomorrow, and you need to change that, because when it comes to it, you need an emergency fund to support you during an emergency, and it sounds like you're kind of in an emergency right now. And so he said, yeah, so help me out. So we wrote down a plan, and now, and it's only been a few weeks, but so the first check he got within a few weeks, so we worked together, he put away $1,000, a pure $1,000 into his savings. I don't recommend savings, but he said, let's start slow. So I said, okay, let's put in a savings. At least you know there's a saving, and that money is sitting there. Yes, it might be losing due to inflation, but let's just start with a saving, and then I'll explain to you as we do things, and we could open a high yield saving account or whatnot. But right now, let's open a saving because he has a checking and a savings. So yeah, so it's been 3 weeks, like I said, and he has $1,000 in there that he wouldn't have if he didn't save it, right? So I'm hoping he'll continue to do this. I am keeping close tabs on him since I really want to help him out. So yeah, the moral of the story is, guys, everybody needs a safe emergency fund. You never know when an emergency will come, be it a car like him, or be it a house, or be it a furnace, a water tank, something small even like that, or just anything in general, right? Your tire get bald, you need to replace all four, and you thought it was only two, right? But when you bring it to the tire shop, they say all four needs to be replaced. Now, tires are expensive, maybe a couple $100 each, so easily can run up to $700-$800, right? Those are the kind of emergency that I'm talking about. You shouldn't have to run to a credit card unless you want the points, and that's the only time. Points or cashback is what I would recommend using a credit card, but you should have the $700 or $800 to pay back at the end of the year, so you don't accrue any interest on the credit card, right? So for those of you that follow my channel, I love credit cards, and that's only the reason why I would use a credit card, is to get cash back or travel points or whatnot, right? Some perks, right? So yeah, guys. So I don't know how people can live without an emergency fund. Like I said, it could be small, it could be big, but my recommendation is 6 months. 6 months emergency fund would be ideal. It's not too big of a nest egg to save, and it won't take so long, and it's not so small where a set of tires, 4 tires, will drain your emergency fund, right? So 6 months of your monthly expenses. So before even starting anything, calculate how much you spend a month. All right, like I always said, you need to know what's outgoing before you can set a plan to budget, right? So for example, my monthly expense is $5,000, right? $5,000. So 6 months is $30,000. So when my high yield saving comes up to around $30,000, I can slowly ease off, if not close it completely. Not close it, I'm sorry. not contributing to it completely, and use the extra funds as a way to invest in other activities and stocks or ETFs or whatnot, right? But I have that 6-month cushion, right? If something happens to my car, I'm driving an 18-year-old car. It's a Toyota Tacoma. The transmission can die, right? The brakes needs to replace, which it does too, I think. And so that's, if my car breaks down, I have enough to cover, right? Or what if I get fired from my job, right? How am I gonna pay my $5,000 monthly expenses, right? Living in California, living in the Bay Area, working for a tech industry, working for a tech company, we never know when our last day and when the corporation would say, sorry, we're gonna let you go. How am I gonna come up with $5,000 the very next month? Because that's my living expense, right? But if I have 6 months to expense out, I'm not too worried, right? The stress level will be not this high, but it'll be this high, right? It'll be lower, right? It'll buy me some time to recover from the shock, and then also go ahead and apply for jobs, look for a job, change career. I would have the time to plan out my next move, right? But if I didn't have that emergency fund, I would be scrambling. I would be taking on unnecessary stress to the body, the mind, and the soul, and not even including my family stress, right? So emergency fund is very critical in a sense. It might not earn you enough interest or growth, but it does give you peace of mind. And I value peace of mind more than anything. My emergency fund right now is getting 3.5% in a brokerage account with Fidelity under SGov and just SPAX, which is the equivalent to cash for Fidelity. I always call it the Fidelity Cash, right? But it's getting about 3.5%, 3.95%, or something to that equivalent. So I'm not really losing to inflation at all. It definitely doesn't grow per se, but it doesn't lose money as well, right? So yeah, guys. So 6 months is a good starting point to start saving. But first of all, before you start saving, calculate how much monthly expenses that you have and times that by 6. Don't guesstimate, because when you guesstimate, you're gonna most likely be wrong. Like for me, the reason I came up with $5,000 is because I add my mortgage, my phone bills, my cable bills, my car insurance, my eating out expenses, and Netflix, all those extracurricular expenses that you might not think of, and then it adds up to about $5,000. You might not have that much, you might have more, you might have less, I don't know. But if you just guess and say, oh, I spend like $2,000 a month or $2,500 a month, so you save 6 months of that, and in reality you spend, like me, $5,000 a month. So instead of saving 6 months like you thought, you only have 3 months of cushion. And if your emergency takes longer than 3 months, you're gonna be in a whole world shock, right, when it comes to it. So yeah, guys, emergency fund, get one. If you don't have one, create one, get your monthly expense and times that by 6. All right, and then you should have a 6 months cushion in case something happened. And once you hit that 6 month mark, if you feel like it, you can continue on. I recommend that you would divert that extra fund to something else that can grow you a little bit more money. But if you want stress-free, just grow it out. Just grow past 6 months, go to 7 months, go to 8 months, go to 9 months. Hell, go to a year, and that would be really good if you have a year just sitting there with a cushion and be able to absorb an emergency if that so happened. If there's no emergency, then hey, you have that much money just sitting there, still gaining interest. It's not like you're losing it to inflation, but at least you have that peace of mind, correct? So yeah, guys, hope you enjoy my story. it just kind of bring reality to life, right? It's someone I actually know, right? So and yeah, guys, so kind of stuck in traffic. I just turned left on the light. So yeah, I'm just doing this video while I'm driving. I'm glad I didn't get in a car accident, because this 18-year-old truck is gonna be a total probably. But anyhow, yeah, if you have any questions, any suggestions on any emergency fund related questions, just drop it in the comments. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you, thumbs up on the video. If you're a new viewer and not yet subscribed, join the family. Click the subscribe button, click the bell to notification. I do videos like this, financial videos like this, almost every week, at least, maybe sometimes twice a week. I don't know, I might drop 3 times a week. I'm on the road to 1,000 subscriber. I'm almost there. I think I am in the 800 something range, so almost at 1,000. But then I gotta work on the 4,000 watch hours before anything, right? So at least but the first finish line is the 1,000, and then after that is watch hours. That's what I'll be focusing on. And yeah, guys, if you have any, like I say, any topics you want to talk about or unclear about, let me know, and then I will make a video of it and spread the knowledge if I do have that knowledge. If not, I will definitely do my research and I'll still make a video, and then we'll discuss about it. All right, guys, so until next time, start your emergency fund if you don't have one, and peace out, guys. Take care.